Hi, hello guys. I am here with Logan, my roommate. We have moved into college and we're kind of just exploring around the area, and we are here at Horseshoe Bend National Battle Park.
Horseshoe Bend.
Horseshoe Bend, you excited?
I'm ready.
All right, I think we're gonna go into it. We're gonna go check out the visitor center. I think there's a little film. Also, huge improvement. We have mics now. We've been trying to do this for a while, and hopefully bad audio quality is gone. But let's go. We're into it. You know what kind of cannon that is?
Nope.
I don't know either. Some really big wheels for a really tiny cannon. Tiny cannon.
Oh yeah.
That's crazy. All right. All right. So we are in like the little museum. It's not very large. I think they do have like a. They have a film. Dude, that's a crazy canoe. Is it a dugout? Oh yeah. But this is the battle that happened. So you have the soldiers, approximately about 1,000 soldiers that Andrew Jackson brings down versus, I think, or wait, does he have 1,000 or does he have 500? I get it confused.
So those the.
These are the type of cannon. Yeah, those are mini balls, arrowheads. Yeah, and then that's cannon. You don't want to get hit by that.
No.
I know the Indians had about 1,000 troops. I don't know how much the U.S. has, but they got I think that musket is so good. Cool. I love that. Dang, that sucks that we can't get down to the village though. But there's really nothing there. It's just a field. The whale rifle. Interesting.
Huh.
Whether he received either. So that's like one of the rifles he ordered from the
Yeah.
from the Cherokee warriors that fought here. That's kind of cool. Let's see, what's this over here? Dude, I think they got like a club over here, dude, they used. Let's see. Yeah. Raise the red stick. That's kind of crazy. Oh. Oh. Turns red. Red for blood. But see, look, this is all the battles that happened. See, look, see, look, so we're right, there's Talladega.
Huh.
So we're like, wait, where is it? I don't know.
Would it be in Fort Jackson?
No, we're like at, Horseshoe Bend, right there.
Okay, yeah.
So there's tons of battles, but this is the last battle. This is like the end, end of it. But I think we're gonna go watch this film. So you ready? All right, let's go.
Both inside and outside Creek society led to civil war in 1813.
How are we liking the show, Logan?
Pretty fire.
Pretty fire.
The war was, in fact, a struggle between a faction in the upper towns called
It is pretty enlightening to kind of see what was going on before this war and kind of what happened and why we did declare war on them. But I think it's almost over. We're about to get into the battlefield. See y'all in a minute. Alright, so we just finished the movie, film, whatever you would call it. It was really good. Basically, it just describes the history of kind of what happened here. Logan said it best. He said that all of this was really caused by one treaty. And do you remember what the treaty was called?
Treaty of New York.
Treaty of New York. It basically said that the Americas wouldn't go into Creek land. Obviously, they did. And it just spiraled into this, and then there was some attacks on some villages, and this was the response. Andrew Jackson was here, but I think we'll go get more into that as we get to the battlefield. But first, we gotta go to the Overlook.
Yep. Time to go to the Overlook.
Time to go to the Overlook. All right, just got to the Overlook of the battlefield. We actually got to walk all the way up there, but film is really good. It went really in depth, which I think I kind of like. I don't know about Logan, but again, it was all just caused by one treaty that, really messed up.
The
How many acres of land did he already give up? Gave up like 25 million. And then, we fight this one, we steal another 26 million from them. But battle happened 3 days before my birthday, March 27th, 1814. 1814. Andrew Jackson had approximately 3,000 troops. They said that the Indians had roughly 1,000.
Yep.
Kind of discrepancy there because they just didn't record their stuff like we did. But but still a lot of troops. And by the end of the battle, said like 800 Creek soldiers were dead and about 200 Americans, so about 1,000 casualties. And you can imagine 4,000 to like 4,500 were engaged, so that's almost
Fourth of.
fourth of the entire force. But
Oh my god.
man, I'm out of breath, bro. I'm not in shape. Whew.
Wow. You can already see some of the landscape.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Oh, that's very cool. See, it's right up here. It's hot today. I think it's like 90 degrees.
Probably.
I'm in a long sleeve and some khakis. We were supposed to go to the museum today, but the museum is closed. Freaking stupid Met Gala, whatever the frick was going on.
Yeah, an auction.
And an auction, yeah, silent auction. But gorgeous battlefield. It kind of reminds me of like standing on Little Round Top, Gettysburg, but
It would have been. Is that the barricade right there, where those white stakes
yeah,
are?
the camera's not able to see it, but you can kind of see like there's a white barricades going from there to there. You can kind of see. So what the Americans did? Can you hold the mic?
Yeah.
Just kind of. The Americans had a formation. You can see these troops. These are troops. They were supposed to prevent the Indians from escaping, and they did their job quite well. We'll get down to that by the river. But you can see his lines of reserve. He has there's his artillery on that hill there, firing down upon the Indians. From a Civil War knowledge, I do not know much about, what kind of cannons they were using then. Probably it was a 12-pounder Napoleon, smooth barrel. And having that knowledge, firing downhill with cannons on anything is just going to do crazy amount of work.
Yeah.
You can bounce those, but the Creek Indians had a nice defensive wall barricade. You can see it right there. And it said that either they bounced off or they went through, but they did not destroy it. But we'll get down more into the battle down there, but it is just it's a gorgeous battlefield. But I think we are going to make our first stop along the river, the river is a very, very important piece of the battle.
Yeah.
It was a major site of where the Indians kind of tried to go and escape the battle, but Andrew Jackson was the wiser to this. He had about 1,000, he said like 700 to 800, right?
Yeah.
Mounted rifles that actually went down about 2.5 miles down the creek, crossed over, and they were positioned on this little island. And they just kind of waited for the Indians to get out. And it's a pretty wide river, as you'll see, and it's really easy to shoot you when you're swimming and you can't shoot back. But yeah, we're heading there now, and man, I'm out of breath, man. All right, so we have made it to tour stop 1. What is the name of that island out there? Does it say up there? Is it an island?
Beans Island.
Beans Island. So this is one of the main places where the Indians tried to kind of escape and run. I'm going to go down here so y'all can see how wide this river was and kind of just how desperate these Indians had to be to attempt a crossing. But, being, I think I want to say had like 400 to 500 men. This isn't...
700, like they were split, 700, 600.
700, 600, okay.
1,300 men.
1,300 men in total, but they were split. And he kind of just had them waiting over there. And... as they try to run from this battlefield, it's considered routing, I guess you might say. So they are trying to escape from this battlefield, and they are just looking for any possibility of, escape, living. But Andrew Jackson and his men are wiser to this. They don't want any of these men escaping, because if a large contingency of these men escape, there is a possibility of another battle, and that is not what he wants to do. He wants to end the battle here. He does offer the chance to these guys to surrender, but they actually deny it and keep fighting. But yeah, they try to escape here, and it's just a slaughter. They estimated about 300 Indians died trying to cross this river, which, can't ever be sure. Just because, they're not in the river. Somebody's sink, somebody's, float. But yeah, just a brutal part of the battle. But I think the next stop is the main battlefield and the cannons, which is very, very cool. Anything to add, Logan?
No, I mean, I just can't imagine trying to cross that.
I don't know, wait, say that again.
I cannot imagine trying to cross that river. Like, you can't do it, you're hopeless.
Exactly. And like, you gotta imagine, you probably, well, I guess these guys would ditch their guns and stuff, you know.
Yeah, probably.
But still, you know, just to be that desperate to be like, hey, you know, I know there's guys over there shooting at us, but there's a chance. But unfortunately, they did not. I don't think. I don't know if it said if any of them made it. I'll probably.
I doubt it.
I doubt it. And if they
And if
did,
they
they were
did-
definitely just like killed on the other side.
Yeah.
So, but onwards to the main battlefield. All right, so we're at the main part of the battlefield now. You can see. Hopefully, I can't really tell on here. It's a tiny little screen, but the white pillars down there are where the barricade was. And just up here on the left is actually where Andrew Jackson himself would be watching the battle. And obviously with his cannoneers kind of looking down. Very good flat sloping ground. I'm not sure if this entire field would have been cleared like this. I'm going to go ahead and guess that it probably was. So these Native American warriors, they knew that these guys were coming, and you know, they had plenty of time to get prepared. And the one thing you don't want to do when you're fighting a force is fight something that's well dug in and well positioned and you know, just prepared for your attack. But you know, these Andrew Jackson's forces kind of didn't have a choice, and they just kind of hurled themselves at these guys. But we have some pretty cool drawings up here. Right here. Very, very cool draw. I'm going to give you all a second so you can wanted to read that. You can. And again over here. This one's a really cool drawing. You can see that man has been hit by an arrow and he is not doing too hot. But you can tell one of the first men over was actually the leader of the 39th U.S. Infantry. That might be him right there, but he kind of poked his head off over the wall and got his head blown off, unfortunately. And then you can kind of see the Native American defenders. They did in the documentary we watched. It said only about a third of them had muskets, and the rest were armed with bows and arrows. And personally, I don't know about me, maybe Logan, I kind of want a gun.
Oh yeah.
I think you ain't got a gun. You kind of just get smoked.
That's some tombstones.
Yeah, we got some two graves over here. Also got a great shot of Logan. Jackson Trace.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's been there for.
Yeah, that's been a while. So that's just kind of like a marking of where his campaign was. Like this is the end of it.
Oh wow.
Oh, this is the this is the dude whose head got blown off.
Yep. Wow.
Yeah, leading the charge on the Indian defenses, Major Montgomery fell while storming the log barricade. Horseshoe Bend was his first battle, but the 28-year-old Tennessean, already a distinguished lawyer, was among the most promising of Jackson's officers, and then he dies here.
And they placed the tombstone.
Yeah.
1933.
That's crazy.
That is wild.
Yeah. Also,
Those are the same tombstones they use in Arlington.
Yeah, the white marble.
Yeah.
I really want to go to Arlington again. Arlington was so cool. Robert E. Lee's house was really cool too.
That is cool.
Also, I don't know if y'all can kind of see, but there is some major damage, and actually this place was just hit by a tornado. So, maybe not just hit, but they're still trying to work on cleaning it up. But it is kind of destroyed. I'm surprised one of these cannons didn't get like picked up and thrown. Let's see.
Depends on where the tornado ran through.
What was that?
So it depends on where the tornado ran through.
Yeah, I guess you're kind of right.
It came up through here.
I mean, it definitely did. You can see it, dude.
Well, like where it touched down. It might have actually touched down where the village is. That's why it's closed off. Does that make sense?
Yeah, this is.
And you're gonna get surrounding winds and stuff, but there's another big stone. They would have.
Man, I feel like I'm in like Colorado right now.
How many cannons do you think they had up here?
They said they had two.
Just two.
Yeah. One of them is down by the visitor center, and then the other yeah. So that's a 12-pounder Napoleon. It's a big cannon. Maybe a 6-pounder. I'm not really sure. Kind of a really cool shot. Let's see here. Oh. Don't climb on it, Logan.
No, I won't.
What does it say over here? I don't know if y'all can read that, but I'm gonna give y'all a second. 1 3-pounder, 1 6-pounder. Interesting. What does that say? You can definitely tell this tornado went right through here. They unfortunately they have a lot of the battlefield closed off. We can't get back to the village where they kind of flanked these forces, but really this is the biggest thing. Oh, sorry, that was a weak shot, but you know, the 39th, what was it? 39th U.S. Infantry.
Yeah.
39th Infantry attacks, and it's they suffer about 200 casualties. About 124 were killed, 68 were wounded. Don't quote me on that. Maybe 84, something like that. But most of the wounded actually die later on due to, you know, March is a very hot month, and you know there was definitely a lot of disease going around. But yeah, they die. And then, like I said, about 800 Indian warriors, give or take. I don't think they really know the true number, were killed, but it all happened right here. And like I said earlier, there was only about 4,000 troops engaged, and maybe or not engaged, but maybe of those 4,000 troops, maybe only about 3,000 were actually part of the battle. Yeah, they had plenty of reserves, and then they also had a large force surrounding the entire bend, hoping to prevent escape. And yet, both sides lose about 1,000, or not both sides, but both sides combined lose about 1,000 men, which is just an astronomical number. That's a 1/3, maybe give or take, you know.
That wall,
the wall. But also, you know, the route afterwards,
So, do you think it would have been tree covered here?
I think it was kind of how it is now. It's an open field. I mean.
So why wouldn't they just go around? Like, the barricade would have completely barricaded off one side and the other.
Well,
I know we built a road here. But I'm saying, I'm trying to imagine.
You're trying to imagine like that's
forest.
Over? No, I don't think it did. But also, you got to imagine. Have you ever tried to march 1,000 guys through some dense woods?
No.
So.
No, that makes sense.
You know, they could do that, but I don't think it would have been very effective to try and cut through, especially if you leave. So imagine this: we don't put a force in the center. We put a force on the left side, the right side. I'd expect them Indians to come right up the center and just flank both of them. So, and also another thing: 1/3 of the troops of the Indian forces had guns. The rest had bow and arrows.
Yeah.
Bows and arrows and gain a lot of effectiveness once you go into close range, concealed fighting. Guns kind of lose it. I would take my chances out in the open.
That makes sense.
But I think that's really it. Unfortunately, we can't access most of the battlefield, unfortunately, just because of this tornado that really destroyed this place. But you know, Logan, got anything else to add?
No, it's pretty interesting.
Pretty cool place. I highly recommend. I'll put the link down below for their website. They do reenactments here every once in a while, and they got some guys that come out in like some actual wardrobe of the time. It's really, really cool. But thank you guys for watching. I'm sorry for taking the break so long. I haven't posted like anything this summer, which is not good, but I kind of took me a little vacation, but I'm gonna try to get back into it. And I think next weekend, me and Logan are gonna try to do the National Infantry Museum in Columbus, which I don't know if I told you, they do have airplanes there. They have some helicopters and stuff.
No, you don't.
Very cool stuff, and they have some really cool tanks, and that's going to be a really, really long video, maybe even hour and a half.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff there.
Exactly, a lot of stuff. But thank y'all for watching. I hope y'all enjoy, and make sure to like and subscribe. See ya.